Okay, so look at this. Dragons have entered the Battlegrounds. I am super excited for this. I am not that big of a Battlegrounds player. I loved TFT, I loved Dota Auto Chess, and Battlegrounds didn't really work for me too much because there wasn't that much diversity. But adding a whole other tribe actually makes this a lot more competitive, in my opinion. It makes it a lot less RNG based because you don't have to get lucky, and whoever gets demons just wins the game because demons are OP for a while. Or the same thing goes for mechs or whatever, or beasts before the big bear nerf, which I'll get into later. Overall, it was a really, really fun game at first, and it kind of dropped off for me, but this is going to bring me back in for sure. I'm at about 5,000 rating. If you guys want to see that, put that in the comments below. And yeah, let's just jump into it. They also have some pack and cosmetic things, so I will also talk about that. You can watch a trailer if you want, but I'm not going to save your time. To celebrate this, they're doing a thing on Twitch where if you watch from the 26th to the 29th, you can get 2 packs, one for 3 hours of watching, one for 6 hours of watching. Your account needs to be linked, and I'm assuming it stops at 2 packs, because if it doesn't, you can get 15 packs just by leaving it open on the side, and Blizzard probably wouldn't want you to do that. I know technically it would be 18 for 3 hours every day is 8 packs, but I don't know the amount of hours in between here. I think that's an extra 6, so it would be 12 plus 4 or 2, so it would be approximately 14 packs actually to watch 3 hours every hour on the hour from 11 a.m., which I should start doing now actually to get some packs. Next thing is that Hearthstone is turning 6, so in between March 4th and March 17th, they're giving us 6 free packs. 2 from Rise of Shadows, 2 from Saviors of Uldum, 2 for Descents of Dragons, and that's just really, really nice. It's a quality of life thing, I like it. I think it's really cool that they're doing that. It's just free packs. It's awesome. Next thing is the fact that from February 26th, which is now, to March 4th, they will have mage-specific packs, where you can buy 5 mage packs where it'll only be mage cards from the Witchwood, Boomsday, Rostagon's Rumble, Rise of Shadows. These last 2 years, and it'll be $10. I don't know how I feel about this in terms of the cost. I think that it's fine. I think that is a little pricey, but I feel like this should be a thing for every single class, not just mage, right? I feel like having it for every single class, I'd be fine in every single class if, say, they doubled the price of a pack in terms of gold. So even free-to-play players can get this too, ideally, and then maybe not a ton of packs, but 5 packs would be fine. I'd be fine paying 200 gold a pack for these packs after saving up a ton. Or if I need a specific class, say I'm missing 1 Hunter Legendary, I will be more likely to get that Hunter Legendary if I buy these packs. So I would buy these packs, right? It's a little pricey, but if they open it up for free to play and they gave it to every single class, that would be awesome. And yeah, so that's pretty much my thoughts on this. I feel like it's a good idea, but I don't think it should just be mage, and I think it should be open to free-to-play players. Khadgar's coming out. Probably won't buy him, but he does look pretty sick. But I don't know if he's $10 worth. If he were 5, I'd probably buy him, but 10's a bit much. That's my opportunity cost. Just a little economics term for you real quick, because I take economics. But now we're getting into the Battlegrounds changes, which, in my opinion, are the juice of this patch. Not even just my opinion. It's literally what they focused it on. If you look at the title, Battlegrounds is in the name, so this is clearly a Battlegrounds patch, but they have a ton of new heroes. They have Galakrond's Grade, replace a minion in Bob's Tavern with a minion from 1 tavern higher. This actually isn't even that bad. A lot of the time you're re-rolling for certain options, but on, say, your last re-roll, if you're not looking for a triple, you could easily just do this to get yourself a little boost of power. It's actually really, really nice. Or you can just do it right off the bat before you start re-rolling. I don't know exactly when the timing you would do this for. I'd probably do it at the beginning and then try to buy it, and then if I don't like it, try to re-roll, but you can do it whenever, and I think that this looks really, really nice, especially from going from 5 to 6, because 6 has some huge power spikes, or if you have a tribe that spikes at 5, from 4 to 5, this could be really, really important. But I don't think this is something you would use early game, but I think it is actually going to be pretty solid. Next, you have Deathwing. All minions have +3 attack. That's kind of just insane. At least early game. Later on, potentially these stats will matter less. But at least in the beginning, he's going to be a very early game class, and you're going to have to do something early game based, or go something with, a lot of health. So you don't necessarily want to go max, I don't think, because mechs, generally speaking, have little health. But then again, they spawn a lot of little dudes. And they can get big with magnetization. But he can spawn a lot of little dudes. And I think those little dudes get +3/+3 too. So I feel like Death Rattle token generation with this guy, or things that you can get with like high amounts of health. So some demons will perform the best with this, or dragons if they have a ton of health, and it synergizes as well. Next you have Ysera. I don't know, go away. Refresh the hero power and then refresh and then add a dragon to Bob's Tavern. So essentially it's a reroll, which is fine because it's already cost 1. But then you add 1 extra minion. And it doesn't necessarily say that it has to be from a specific tier. So you could get a high tier dragon pretty early on if you get lucky in high roll with this Dream Portal. So I actually think that's going to be sick. I think that Ysera is going to be one of the best of the dragons in my opinion. Next you have Nostormu. Passively, your first refresh is 0. I feel like that's fine. It's actually not that bad. You can reroll the first round without punishment and look for something that spawns another token, so you can sell that and get basically a free gold if you don't get one at the beginning. And just having a free reroll, like, you're pretty much going to reroll every single game. This just saves you a gold every round. Essentially, it means you have 1 more gold than everyone else at a certain time, except for like at 3, kinda 6, and like 9, assuming you just want to buy everything in your tavern. So pretty strong. Not like insane, but very quality of life. I like Nostormu. Next you have Malygos. Malygos replace a minion with a random minion. One of the same tier. It costs 0, so it's not actually that bad. It's just a free thing. Like, you don't want to reroll, but you want to have like 1 free try real quick. I think this is literally just a strictly worse Nostormu. Replace a minion with 1 of the same tavern tier. Yeah, that's literally just a worse Nostormu, because this is a full reroll. This is just 0 mana to replace 1 thing. It's strictly worse. If I'm not understanding that, please tell me. But essentially, you replace a minion with 1 of the same tier, and that's what rerolling would do. Like, rerolling, sure, technically you could low roll and get none of that same tier, but realistically, you'll probably get at least 1 of the highest tier, the tier that you want, and a couple of other ones. Yeah. Nostormu is just a strictly better Malygos. Changed my mind. Next, you have Alexstrasza. Replace a minion with a random... Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. Sorry. I don't know why I zoned out there. Queen of Dragons. After you upgrade your tavern to 5, discover 2 dragons. Again, it can be any cost, which is sick. But this is a very late game focused thing. So you kind of want to probably not go for a late game strategy. In my opinion, this is what I would do. Not go for a late game strategy. Go for early game with this person. Try to get to that, or like transition into something late game. So that way you can get to Queen of Dragons, rather than immediately jumping into, I'm going to stall the game, or immediately jump into like, I want to win late game, so I'm going to draft for late game. No. I don't think you can do that with this, because you have no benefits earlier on. You need to draft early so you can get this spike and then try to see where you go from there. Next you have Reno. Gonna be rich, make a friendly minion golden. I can only use this once per game, but that's pretty sick, especially considering once you make something golden and you play it, assuming you get to do this, you get to make the thing golden and then you discover another thing. So if you do actually get it back to your hand and then get to play it and then discover a thing of a higher tier, this Reno is going to be literally like the best card in the game. Or maybe not the best, but like he's going to be high up there. For 4, you make a dude golden and then you get a tier higher up. If he doesn't, he's still going to be really good. It's just going to be slightly worse than initially anticipated. But I actually think that he's going to be pretty solid, to be quite honest with you. But now we're just getting into the new Battlegrounds Minions. I really like this. They're adding a couple of solid dudes, actually. 2 1-drops for a dragon, really nice. It's nothing major, it's just a 2/3 taunt, which is pretty solid. It's just, you know, a decent minion with taunt that protects you a little bit with no ability. The red whelp is actually pretty decent, at least at the beginning of the game. Deal 1 damage per friendly dragon to 1 random enemy minion. That's actually really nice. Like, this could do a decent amount of damage depending on how hard you go dragons. And in the early game, if you're able to get a couple of dragons right off the bat, you could very easily like wipe someone's board right at the beginning and do damage and not lose rounds. Yes, you are 1/2, so that's a bit of a that's slightly a problem with this card. But like considering you could just kill them before the round even begins, this is pretty solid. And I think that this could go really well with like Deathwing, because if you don't finish anything off, you could just, kill it with the extra attack. Next you have these guys. You have the Glyph's Guardian. When this attacks, double its attack. So basically it's an offensive minion. It's like a 4/4. You can pump it up, but when it gets attacked, it'll still be 2. Or no. I don't know if it permanently doubles the attack. Maybe I'm just reading into this weird, but I think it becomes a 4/4 when it attacks, and when it defends, it's a 2. I don't know if it like permanently doubles the attack. But if it does, that's, I mean, a little bit worse in my opinion. Because you need to attack first to get it. But I mean, it's actually not worse. If it becomes a permanent thing, it's literally just better, but it's not much better. Because it has 4 health, it'll probably die after its first attack anyway. It's not huge, but it is really nice. Either way, it'll be a pretty decent card. It's a decent enough 2-drop, and it has Dragon Synergy. So, Steward of Time, though. When you sell this minion, give all minions in Bob's Tavern +1/+1. Essentially, it's saying buy this as like an eco card. So you can actually like have stats earlier on, so you don't necessarily lose the early game, but then you buff yourself up later. It's actually really, really nice. Wax Rider. Wax Rider Togwaggle. Whenever a friendly dragon kills an enemy, gain +2/+2. That's pretty solid as well. Especially in a Dragon Synergy deck. I feel like this is going, I mean, obviously, if it's not in a Dragon Synergy deck, what are you doing? But this card looks like it can snowball super hard. Like, ridiculously hard if you can get the right things. So, next you have the Unstable Ghoul. Just taunt, death rattle, deal 1 damage to all minions, that's fine. But I think Togwaggle is really going to, like, make or break this class. It's going to be absolutely insane, potentially. Like, it depends on, I guess, how big you can get them, but whew. Bronze Warden, Divine Shield, Reborn. Oh, and Reborn. This card's gonna be sick. This card's gonna be absolutely insane, especially if you're able to get like something to buff its attack. I will admit the Red Whelp kind of counters this, but even so, it'll die. This will still keep going off, and then it'll Reborn with Divine Shield, because that's how ability timing works, and it'll still have it there. Like, this card's gonna be actually really good. My God. The 2 attack is kind of low, but essentially it gets to get hit 4 times. It is 8 guaranteed damage, potentially on different targets, and it could be really good early on. And if you buff its attack, it's even better. Hangry Dragon, start of your turn, gain +2/+2 if you won the last combat. Snowball card. Basically, this is a just solid card overall, but if you're going for a late game strategy, do not pick Hangry Dragon, because you will not get him buffed and you will lose. Let's see here. Dragonoid Enforcer. After your friendly unit loses Divine Shield, gain +2/+2. Okay, so this is just strictly comboed with Bronze Warden, which will be sick every single game. It'll give, or every single round, it'll give him +4/+4 essentially. So that's sick. Herald of Flame, Overkill. Deal 3 damage to the leftmost minion. That's actually really nice. That's actually like special removal. So if somebody has a certain thing that he might want to like keep alive, this being able to deal damage to that could actually like snipe something pretty good. Probably not, because it's only 3 damage, but the potential is there. Kobold Scalebane, everybody knows this card. At the end of your turn, give another random minion +3 attack. Not bad, gonna be honest. It's not great, but I mean, +3 attack for a 4 cost and just a 5/5 isn't amazing. I'd expect something a little bit better, something more snowbally or like damage or something, but it's still pretty good. Like, Herald of Flame, I think is kind of cool because it directly does that damage. But the Scalebane is more consistent damage, so I think that that's probably better. Moruzond, Battlecry. Add a minion from your opponent's warband to your hand. That could be cool. It essentially gives you a free thing. So he's a 5 mana that you pay 3, but you get 6 gold worth of value for. And his stats aren't amazing, but his Battlecry could get you something cool, so that's nice. Twilight Emissary, Taunt, Battlecry, give a friendly dragon +3/+3. That's pretty solid. I would like to have seen a Dragon Pump earlier than 5, but I mean, it's still fine. Like, dragons are probably going to be a later game strategy anyway, because dragons generally are big, so... But if you get the Emissary with the Warden, oh my god, you're going to be set. Although the buff doesn't stay after he is reborn, fun fact, so it might not be as insane as I'm thinking it's going to be. So if your turn give +1/+1 for each dragon you have... That's not bad. That's actually pretty sick. Especially considering he himself is a dragon, so he'll always get like a decent amount of +1/+1s. Holy mackerel. Another friendly minion loses Divine Shield, gain Divine Shield. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to give all of your Murlocs Divine Shield, put him on the far left, have him hit, and then every time another Murloc loses Divine Shield, he gets the Divine Shield back, which will be sick. That's pretty cool. It's not huge because he's the only one that gets it, and after he attacks the first time, like, he gets 1 extra attack. But if he gets attacked, that could be big. Imp Mama. Whenever this minion takes damage, summon a random demon and give it taunt. That's kind of cool, actually. Essentially, it's like, as long as he doesn't get bursted, you'll probably get 1 or 2 random demons out of this, which could actually be pretty solid. Like, there's some pretty decent demons out there. There's some really bad ones as well. And some that require you to have, like, extra synergies. But this could be really, really strong, I'm not going to lie. Or at least, like, decent, if you will. It gives you a little bit of extra stats. It can close out close games if you can get it early before people have, like, ridiculous builds. This could be game-changing. Calicos, Arcane Aspect. After you play a minion with Battlecry, give your dragons +1/+1. Dear God, wait, that's going to pop off. Death Rattle, give your dragons Divine Shield. Like I said, dragons, especially with the Twilight Emissary, are going to be way stronger when you get to 6. And as of right now, it's just kind of meh. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I like the way that it looks. I think it looks pretty strong, but I think it's a little bit slow and it'll be abused. But I think that's good, actually, right? To have a strategy developed mostly for, like, late game, because that means there is counterplay to it. Like, if it's also strong early game, everybody would go it. And it has some strengths. Like, if you're able to get the Hangry Dragon and win some games early, like, you can make this guy big. But I like the direction they took it, making it slower, so it's not OP. I think it's very balanced. Like, it could just straight up lose to Murlocs if Murlocs go off too fast. Or it could lose to, like, I don't know, demons late game or mechs late game if they get enough, but also can compete with them. I think it's a good thing. I think it's nice. Changes. George of the Fallen. His thing has been reduced to 3, which is, I think, pretty good. Makes him a decent amount better. Because I'd only played him a couple of times. I struggled with him, especially considering 4 was a decent amount of cost. So this is just a nice quality of life thing. I like it. Next. Sneed's Old Shredder is now 5, which I actually think makes him moderately playable. Not like hugely playable, because at the 5 slot you're still competing with Junkbot, but he's still solid, and you summon a random legendary minion, which can be really, really strong sometimes. Can sometimes be garbage, but other times can be really, really strong. And the Mama Bear, they are rebuffing it to +5/+5 from the +4/+4, because beasts have been really struggling in the meta recently from what I've heard. They made Tavern 6 1 gold easier to get into, and they removed all of these minions, a lot of which were pretty much useless. Like, Annoyatron, Psychotron, whoever used those. Fester Hulk, garbage. Boogie Monster was cool, but not necessarily that good. Minibot, kind of garbage. Mountain Raptor, that was the one with the Death Rattle, the 3/2, that summons a random 1 cost. That was kind of bad. Phalanx Commander, never really that impactful. Honestly, it's not that. Like, I don't care about any of these things leaving. Not a single one of these I'm like, oh man, this isn't in the meta anymore. Like, it's just nice that it's gone. Game improves and fixes. Animations being sped up are really, really nice for things like Overkill, Lifesteal, Poisonous, Inspire, and all that. That's really, really nice. Like, that makes the game, you might not think about it, but like, if you have things with Poisonous, which once you get Murlocs, everything will have Poisonous, or if you have Lifesteal, or Overkill now with a couple of these things, and even probably just pumps in general, that's going to save you a couple of seconds every round, which might not seem like a lot, but if you go over, like, multiple rounds, it'll save a pretty decent amount of time. Like, it's not negligible. It's a pretty nice quality of life thing. Recruit will no longer be displayed on the turn timer. A player is about to lose in Battlegrounds. Huh. Okay, I mean, that's fine, I guess. From Zero Power no longer triggered a triple notification before you transition. That's a bug fix. Fixed a visual issue, bug. Okay, so these aren't really that important. And then here is the new arena rotation. I'm low-key excited for this. I might start playing arena again. If you want me to start playing arena again, please tell me in the comments below. Along with Battlegrounds. And I'm thinking about starting playing other games as well, making maybe a second channel for TFT and or Legends of Runeterra. And if you guys are interested in that, please tell me. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.